Good morning, everyone. Is it morning? Yes, it's morning. We're heading into Gettysburg. I started the video later than I normally do because I wanted to see how the roads were to decide if I was actually going to continue the journey in. And the roads are what I would call not great, but passable. Okay? If it's a busier road, it seems to be tended to a little better. But you know, it's 17 degrees out. We've got some meltage going on in the sun, but of course we all know that's not going to stay melted for long. So it's we got hit with a little winter wonder, I must say, and we are you know, moving along. Now let me just pull over here and adjust something for you because I noticed I didn't move the arm out enough. Let's just go up there a little bit more. Okay, sorry to block the view. Okay, moving along. Anyway, so let's see. Today at midnight, another AG classic dropped on our classic rewind winter, and it was from Ask a Gettysburg Guide number 15, way back when, in 2020, and we had Tim Smith and Roy Frampton on to talk about Gettysburg National Cemetery. And back in those days, you might, if you listen to it, you'll hear Bob in the beginning. Bob says, I said, "Oh, Bob, this is number 15. He goes, wow. He goes, 15 times we've been that stupid to come sit out in the cold. I actually recorded that in May. I want to say it was May 6th, but I don't know if you recall with all the other craziness that went on that year. But back in 2020, March was nicer than April, and April felt more like March. It was rainy and cold. I know April showers bring May flowers, but it was just constant rain and cold, and that kind of lasted into May until finally spring decided to arrive. So we were sitting out on East Cemetery Hill, and it was cold, but it wasn't as cold as it had been in our previous recording, so it was okay. But I'll tell you something, I don't know if I would have the gumption to do that again. I was you know, I wasn't. So what had happened was we had a studio at the Gettysburg, Destination Gettysburg offices. They were very kind to let us use the studio space for free because it used to be a radio station. So one of the on-air booths was just basically used as a closet. So they let us use it. And that was very nice of them. But when all the lockdowns happened, they weren't letting anybody in there. Everybody was working from home. So I had to get my stuff in and get out, which was fine because it was heading into spring, or so I thought, but winter wanted to hold on a little longer. So I said, well, you know, let's record out on the battlefield this season. It'll be nice because people can hear the sounds of the battlefield. It'll be like putting them right there. And yeah, so that started off pretty cold. And then when the summer came, of course, it was really hot, but we were able to sit in the shade. And when you're sitting still, I'd rather be out in the heat than in the freezing cold because you can't do anything to warm up when you're sitting still. Yeah, anyway, so that's from that. And then there's also a special moment in there when Tim and Roy sing the lyrics of Bivouac of the Dead to the melody of the Gilligan's Island theme song, because it does fit perfectly. All right, let's see who's in here today. Francis, hello. She found Gallagher's Knob in around Cashtown. Yeah, did you get my message? I answered you there. It was interesting because I only found one article. Okay, so wow, 30 is worse than... All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go here. Oh, it's just a drift. Never mind, it's not that bad. What was I saying now? Oh yeah, it's at the foot of Green Ridge, apparently. I had to look that up. And it's not marked on a modern map that I could find, but yes, that was interesting. I'm glad you asked that question. Bethany, Bethany! Hello. Good morning, Matt. Missed you guys. Miss you too, Beth. We'll have to come over for dinner. Please be careful. You are making me nervous. Sorry. I can't sit in the house. I have things to do, and I can't do them from home. So I must get out and about. I was supposed to have a 10 o'clock recording session that was virtual, but luckily I just found out that he canceled to reschedule. So that buys me some time, so I don't have to rush because I'm late because of the roads. Stella, how are you? Hi, Bethany. Miss you, girlfriend. David says morning. Good morning, David. Chantel says good morning. Good morning, Chantel. Karen, hello. Jeep Boy, 30 looking good now. When I came through a couple hours ago, wasn't it touched? Okay, good. Yeah, it's a lot of work for them to deal with. You can see here on the left a little snowdrift blowing into the street, and so they might plow certain areas, but then the wind blows stuff back. So you just have to be careful. Sorry, I'm just couple of days ago I was coming. It hadn't even snowed. No, it wasn't this. It was I want to say it was Friday. I came out of the house, and our front walkway was wet because the ice, I guess, or whatever, was melting or whatever, or I don't know what it was. I just know it was It was like 40 degrees, right? So I step out, and I'm always careful anyway because I'm just getting old. I don't step as sure-footed as I used to, I guess, or I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I don't know what it is, but I've become a little clumsier in my middle age. And so I step, down one step, fine, very carefully. Down the next step, fine, very carefully. Take my third step forward, and the slickest layer of ice whipped the earth out from underneath me, and I fell on my side. And luckily I had my briefcase on my right side, so it kind of broke most of my fall, but my hip, I landed right on the joint, and I've got this beautiful deep purple bruise on my hip now, and it's a bit sore, but I felt great after. Now, and I felt, and I was like, oh my God, I hope the neighbors aren't looking out the window, and I just kind of rolled on my back, and I laid there for a minute, and I was like, I'd said to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have got to make more money so I can buy a house in a warmer area and do my winters down there, because this is getting to be goddamn ridiculous. This winter nonsense. I'm done with it. So that was fun. But anyway, so I went inside and I said, hey, when you come out, be careful. There's some really slick ice, and I just salted it, so we'll be all right. But just be careful anyway. I just wiped out, broke my ass. And Cindy's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I'm fine. I feel really good because it gave me kind of like a chiropractic adjustment of my back. I felt everything go, and I was like, oh, I can move. My back isn't stiff anymore." And so I recommend falling on your side at least once a month. Matt, the 40-something 70-year-old. Yeah, yeah. More like the 70-something 46-year-old. That's what I am. It's it's because I'm out of shape. That's why. Francis said I did the same last month. Went to work anyway. Yeah, look, what's a fall here and there, right? But it was really fun snow blowing and shoveling the next day, all sore. Because even though it gave me a nice adjustment the day of, then the next day I felt the soreness throughout my body from the impact. And good times were had by all. Stella says, "Dang, now you tell me I could have saved a lot of money going to the chiropractor." You still can, Estella. Just find a patch of ice, because you could fall on purpose, and it's just not the same as if you fall by accident. There's just something that happens. I don't know what. It's because you're not prepared. And I think actually the tensing up you do as you realize that you're falling, it actually helps. I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as I go. David says, happens to all of us. You fall, it hurts longer, or adjusts your spine. Yeah. Hey, look, I didn't hit my head. I did, oh God, one time. And honestly, I have to tell you, I haven't felt the same since. And maybe I should have gone to a doctor. But one time, years ago, my basement stairs. I had my office in the basement, but you couldn't get to the basement from in the house. You had to go to the side of the house, and and there was a breezeway where the stairs were, and of course it's a wind tunnel when there's a storm, and we had a snowstorm, pretty good one, and so of course the snow goes flying through, and coats the stairs, and I had forgotten to take the shovel out of the basement. So I was going down to get the shovel, and there was snow on the stairs. And I was I wasn't actually going out to shovel yet. I had to send a couple of emails first. And so I'm going down with my protein shake in one hand and moccasins on my feet. And of course I step, I slip, I fall right back on the concrete stairs, and I hit the back of my head. And I swear, if we didn't have that 6 inches of snow there, it could have been worse. But I went inside, covered toe in my protein shake, and everybody laughed. And I wonder now if I had some kind of concussion or whatever. Because from that moment on, I just started thinking differently, and just I don't know. It kind of like knocked some sense into me, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I mean, it was for the better. Like I kind of like snapped me out of it. We're on Furson's Ridge for who are not familiar with everything and don't recognize it by sight. We're coming in on Route 30, which is also known as the Cashtown Road or the Chambersburg Pike. Got a big plow coming in the opposite direction, getting that snow off the ground. It is a tough battle they have, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very cold out. It is what we call 20 degrees. Oh, it got a little warmer. It's 20 degrees. They say the wind chill is like 9 degrees, but it doesn't seem that windy today. So we'll drive into town first, and we'll see what town is like. We'll We'll go around the square, and then we'll go down West Confederate Avenue. If you recall, the last time we went on a snow ride, there were park roads that were closed. I'm going to assume that they're going to be closed again today, because they usually close them so they don't have to plow them, or because they can't plow them. I'm not sure which one it actually is. So we go and we see what there is to see. David says that concussion would explain a lot. I'm telling you, it's a theory I have, and of course I didn't go for any medical attention because I was like, nah, whatever. I hit my head. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the 2.5 hours of vomiting after should have told me something. No, I didn't vomit. No, that's the thing, is I didn't have any signs, but like, still, you could still, Bethany says the roads look horrible. Bethany, I would call them iffy. I would call them iffy. When I left the house, the Fairfield Road looked good, but then every once in a while I would feel the car slip for like 2 feet in a direction I didn't tell it to go. So there's probably some instances of black ice out there, but I didn't go above 25 miles an hour for most of the drive to Cashtown. Maybe I hit 30 once in a while, but once I got to Cashtown, that's when I started the video. So you've been seeing from there. They're not very good, but it's not really ideal conditions for clearing them effectively. I mean, this is what it's gonna be. This is how it goes in the winter. I miss global warming, I'll tell you that, because it used to be snow, and the next day 55 degrees, no more snow. So now it's back to winter being winter, like I remember it as a child. Everybody's miserable. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na. We're going to, let's see here. I had a concussion at age 6 or 7. I'm a bit off myself, says David. Let me go back. There's some other ones out there. David says, hi, Bethany. I'm a regular AG Today viewer. Thank you, David. Thank you. And by the way, those of you who are regular AG Today viewers and not always watching these videos and haven't heard yet, we're going to probably move the weekly AG Today to Patreon, but we're going to make it free over there, so you don't have to become a paying member to watch it. We wish you would, but your money's your money. You do with it what you will. But we're going to move it over there. I just think it will, because it seems to be that the most active commenters are already patrons. And there are some people that come looking for history, and they find that, and they don't go, they're not going to investigate any further. Nobody's going to go, oh, here's Address to Gettysburg, I'm going to learn about Gettysburg. And then the first thing they hit is, AG Today, and we're talking about, Bethany's kid falling down the stairs or something, or Bethany falling down the stairs, and no history. And then they're like, well, what's this? And they're not going to go, well, let me investigate further. Maybe this is a different show that they do. Nobody does that. They're going to go, this is stupid, and give up and all that other stuff. And there's a lot of history shows there. There's 1,000 uploads on YouTube, which I saw the other day and I couldn't believe. Like 1,000. Like I don't even remember, what the hell did we do? So there's 1,000 uploads on YouTube, and most of them are history shows. So I feel that the AG Today over there on YouTube for free, that anybody can stumble upon, actually does a disservice to addressing Gettysburg and to people who are coming looking for history. I say that, but then we just gained almost 5,000 new followers, and the AG Today numbers have gone back up to what they were before YouTube did their algorithm stunt last June when everybody lost. So maybe I'll keep it there. Maybe we'll give it a month of weeklies in March when we come back, and then yeah, or we might come back earlier. There's some sad news that we have to share, and I don't want to tell it to you after the fact. I want to give you time to say goodbye to our friend Colby, who is he and his wife Taylor had been saying that they were going to move to Montana for probably in a year or two. You know, they want to start a family. They're not getting any younger, and her family's back there, and of course you want to be closer to family when you do that. Built-in babysitters, right? I'm gonna angle the camera here so you can see a little more of the battlefield. And so that was the thing. But then last week they came over for dinner and told us that they were just out in Montana because Colby had a job interview at a police department, and he's going to try to be a copper, and he'll probably make a pretty good one too. I don't know. He might actually be able to catch the perps by telling them stories about the Marine Corps. He will just bore them into submission. No, just teasing. Anyway, yeah, so it looks like they might be gone before April. And if that's the case, then I might want to bring AG Today back to a weekly thing just so that we can have some more time with Colby, and also teach Mike and Court his job under his tutelage. And yeah, and also let the people like him in the audience, and so let them say goodbye in their own way. So Beth, I assume that you're working from home today, or are you off anyway? Because is it Martin Luther King Day today? No, it's too early. I thought there was what is today? I feel like today's something special. We're just gonna take it easy going down this hill here. Talk to JD about hitting your head. He had many great experiences. Oh, well, so that's the thing. That was the first major hit to my head, right, in my life. Then when I moved down here, the house I lived in, the attic was like half finished, and to get into the unfinished half, which is where I used for storage, there's a door, but it's low, so you gotta like crouch down to get in there. And coming out of it one day, I misestimated the height and walked, squat walked at full speed and slammed the top of my head into the door jamb. And that smarted for sure. And then I did that 2 more times because I don't learn my lesson. This is the field of Pickett's Charge. Hey, Babber, how you doing? Jeffrey says, good morning, Matt and everyone. David says, big shout out to the Walk Tallers, the greatest band no one knows but us. Oh, aren't they fantastic? And if you listen, by the way, to the July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd anniversary shows from last year, the 161st anniversary shows, the Walk Tallers did most of the soundtrack to that, the music. So yeah. Bethany says, I'm still traumatized about the Walk Tallers. Aw, poor Beth. David, well, you'll still be able to watch it on your big TV. So here's the thing. In order to do live streams on Patreon, I have to use YouTube anyway. So the way it would, well, let's see. I don't know how, this is a good question here. Unless you can access Patreon on your TV, which I think you can if you use the internet browser. So if you use the internet browser, sign into Patreon that way. The post will be, it will have a YouTube video. And a lot of people don't realize this, I think, because they comment in the Patreon post instead of the YouTube video. But if you click on the title of like the video, so in the video player, you go to the title, you click on it, you can open it in an app or you can open it in YouTube if you're on a desktop. So you don't have to just sit there and watch it on Patreon. The other thing you can do is if you're accessing it through Patreon on your phone, you can mirror your screen or, you know, send it to your TV from your phone. So, yeah, there are ways to do it. All right, let's see here if we get into a cool runnings moment going down this hill. I'm going at a whopping 8 miles an hour now. David says he fooled me too, but it's funny. There you go. Thank you, David. Boo-hoo to those history nerds. Not all the viewers fall into that only history category. I certainly don't. No, I know, and I think the majority of them don't. And I might be trying to move a mountain to appease a minority of people, but you know, I don't know. You kind of want to. And this is an exercise in futility, but you want to try to please as many people as you can, and also just make it easy for people to understand what they're listening to and how to listen. And although I see, you know, there's YouTubers I follow that aren't history channels, but they do a similar thing where they might talk politics most of the time, but then they have a sideshow that is kind of a little more laid back, and maybe it deals with just culture and society and you know, entertainment stuff, not political stuff, although the two often merge. So, you know, we'll see. Bethany says, Matthew, the roads are awful. What are you doing? I guess at least I will know you are where you are if you get in trouble. Well, that's part of the reason why I did the video, so someone can call 911 for me if I'm incapacitated. But it's really not that bad if you take it slow. Listen, our freaking ancestors without heat. I think I can drive 8 miles an hour around here after the roads have been plowed. You know, let's put things in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. We've got it pretty easy. This isn't that bad. There's been worse. I was sitting at home yesterday, seeing all the pictures people were posting of the battlefield in the fresh fallen snow, and I was like, oh, God damn it. You know, when I lived in town, it was very easy to come out and do that. But now I live 18, 20 minutes out of town, and with a detour in between that adds another 20 minutes onto the ride, and the snow, and their country roads, that wasn't going to happen anytime soon. So, you know. I'm kind of curious here. We're gonna go straight because I want to see if South Confederate is closed off. Not all the viewers. Okay, I read that, Matthew. Oh, David says, oh man, losing another producer. He's a Marine, right? I'm not sure. He is actually a Marine. I don't know if you knew that. But yes, Colby was a Marine, or is a Marine. Beth is off today. Okay, good. It is MLK. That's what I thought. Okay. Happy MLK Day. Don says yes, MLK Day. Hello, Don. How are you? Isn't 6 questions the king of all inquiries or injuries and accidents? So far, with all due respect, let's keep it that way, and let's not give him any competition today. And congrats 6Q on passing the exam. Yes, indeed. We are very proud of 6Q, and I am very relieved for him. I told him this a few months ago. Oh, it was over the summer. It was more than a few months ago now. But I was always very worried because everybody just assumed that he was, oh, yeah, hands down. But, like, it's a hard test. And I was worried, like, if he didn't, like, how would that affect him? Because because thinking for like, if it were me, everybody assumed I was going to pass and I didn't pass, it would be embarrassing. Like, I would be embarrassed. So I was worried for him, but he's like, nah, I'll just move on, do something else. I'm like, okay. He has a much better attitude than I would have. Clearly all those head injuries haven't affected you. I'll tell you what, without those head injuries, I don't think I would have ever started AG. So, maybe, yeah. Because it knocked me out of my funk. I was in a funk when that happened. And it was a decade-long funk. It was my whole 30s. I was like 38, 39. What was I? I was 38. Yeah. And then by 40, I was back here and I started addressing Gettysburg. So I think it did a good thing. Okay, looks like I see a barricade up ahead. So yes, South Confederate is closed. Okay, because I was wondering, because Crawford is closed, and I thought I saw Sykes was opened, and I'm like, well, wait, why is Sykes open? How do you get there? And then I thought, oh, maybe the what was it? The back road there off the Tawnytown Road. But then I'm like, why would they plow that? They wouldn't plow that. So that's why I was curious to see. So yeah, there is a barricade further up. I don't know if you can see it or not. All right, now we're on the Emmitsburg Road, which, as you can see, is really not that good either. But the wind, man, it's the wind. It's not that they haven't plowed, it's that they can't keep up. Mother Nature does her stuff. David says, I'm not sure what's difficult to understand. There are history-specific shows. There's the live casual show. It ain't rocket science. Don't watch AG Today if you don't care about that at all. Correct, but that's not the habits. That's not the way people find and consume content. Remember, these phones have given every man, woman, and child AD. And with that comes a bit of impatience and impulsiveness and impetuosity. And so if people think they're getting something, they click on it and they don't understand why it's not what they thought, they're not going to wait around to figure out why and go, oh, well, I stand corrected. This is fantastic. They're just going to go, F this noise, and then they move on and find something else. And you're right, you can't please those people, so I don't know why I try, but you gotta try. The practice recording session last week was really interesting. Great to have a peek into how those shows work and listen to you guys just riffing on whatever. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I liked just riffing. I wish I could do a show like that. I deleted that. Like I said, I was gonna delete it right after it was done, just because I really was just trying to get them comfortable with it. But yeah, like, I liked just being able to talk about whatever and not have to stay on topic or on theme or whatever the case may be. Maria says, so beautiful in the snow, even though I hate the snow. Maria, first of all, great to see you. How are you? Miss you. Secondly, I agree. I think snow is beautiful. The battlefield looks gorgeous, very picturesque, almost like a Bob Ross painting in the snow. But I hate the snow. There's a difference between looking at it and being in it. You know what I mean? Chris Presley says, since you are out, come shovel my driveway. Yeah, no. Yeah, you should have seen me. I was explaining before how I fell on Friday, and by the snow on Sunday, I was very sore, and going out and shoveling, and it was not fun. It's not fun. I'm saying I need to work out. No pain, no gain, right? Yeah, I'm driving around looking for places to shovel. Stella says, 6Q has a great spirit, is always positive. I do appreciate that about him. Me too. Me too. Maria says, I am doing well. How are you doing? I'm doing all right, Maria. I'm doing all right. I'm hungry. Oh, I was just going on a whole thing about food. David says, and the better views with the bare trees. Yes, that is, here, let me put you over. You look at the little round top. The Valley of Death looks pretty cool. Here. All right, okay. We got some snow here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't update you on Beaver Lake because that Crawford Avenue is closed. But suffice to say, it's probably an ice skating rink. Actually, you know, if you can fish in it, I don't see why you couldn't ice skate on it. So I expect we'll be seeing some ice skaters there before the thaw. There you go. Estella says, how's the skating rink? Now let's see. How is the condition of this road if I stop? Okay, we got a little slippage, so just be careful if you're coming out today. It looks like just a salty road, but it's actually compacted snow. All right, and we can't turn left up Sedgwick because that is also... now, it is plowed. They did plow the roads. And you see what I'm saying? Well, it is do not enter. I guess that's why there's no block there. But look at that. We lost a tree. You see it? Okay. Do beavers hibernate? I would if I were a beaver. I'd be in that lodge, build myself a nice little fire, just hibernate. Honestly, I used to say I wish we could hibernate in the winter just so it'll go by quicker. But god damn it, that's so boring. I don't know if I could do that. Like, you know, we were stuck in the house all day yesterday. And I was like just dying to get out today. Gotta get out. I love the house. We just moved into it. It's a new house. I love it. It's beautiful. But I don't want to be stuck in it all day. Although, if you do have to be stuck in the house all day long, holy flying turds. Jesus. Yeah, come a little closer. Our house has a lot of windows. So you just pull up the blinds and I can work from home and it's like I'm working outside. It's actually kind of, I prefer it to the studio because there's daylight and it's pretty cool. Now we're on the Tawnytown Road. Right in front of us is the Artillery Ridge Campground and the National Riding Stables. Yeah, it's definitely winter. I'll tell you that. So the off to the left there, that's like the Union line on the far ridge. So we're like behind the Union line here. I don't know. You can't see the PA monument, but it's there. I don't know. Maybe you did see it before. Right inside the fish hook. Kind of in the hook itself. Looks like the visitor center drive is cleared and Hunt Avenue is closed. So you couldn't go through. Hopefully no emergency vehicles would need to get through there. They could just plow through that. And there's the cemetery. Cemetery always looks pretty in snow. Pretty, I don't know if that's really the word, but you know what I mean. And we crest Cemetery Hill here and start heading into town. When you hit the light, if you continue straight, the Tawnytown Road's name turns to Washington Street. Washington Street. Yaha. Got this douche in a pickup truck with a plow riding my ass. It's 25 miles an hour here. I don't know what you're in a hurry for, bud. But I'm taking it easy. I'm not in the mood to deal with an accident today. Jesus, he just flew through the intersection. All right, hopefully Bantam is open. Okay, they are. See, you know, this is the beauty of a local coffee house. Is their number one job is to be there for people who need coffee. And Bantam does not disappoint. Okay. All right. Well, that was our exciting adventure. Let me see if there's any more comments before I go. David says picturesque. It is indeed. Don says, so when you discussed the exam results, you mentioned the curve. What was the reasoning for the curve? Just to get 20 people above the lower limit? Oh, who knows? I don't know. I never understood the point of a curve. Like, if your highest grade is a 70, then okay, then your highest grade is a 70. Like, somebody who got an 80, who gets a 90 with a curve, still didn't earn a 90. You didn't get 90% of it right. So maybe I misunderstand curves, but I never really understood why they do that. Like, if we're supposed to earn something, then let us earn it or not. I always felt like the teacher cheating for the student, but I don't really know. They don't give us answers for anything, so we'll see. All right, I'm gonna get coffee, and I'm going to go about my day. I hope you guys have a great day. If you're stuck in the snow, go and roll around in it. Make some snow angels or a snowman. Go or whatever. Otherwise, if you're not in the snow, you lucky dogs, enjoy the fact that there's no snow. All right, that's it. Take care. Have a great day.